I'd like to present to you 5 points. 5 points that speak directly to this amendment, directly to why we should replace the word equity with the word equality in this underlying bill. Number one, Madam Speaker, in a committee that I've sat on for years, the chair of that committee, during the interim a year or two ago, invited some PhD professors to come and talk to the committee and define and differentiate between the words equality and equity. And those two PhD professors from different universities did a fantastic job. One of the things, the one who talked about equality gives each and every citizen in the United States of America equal rights. They should be treated equally, no matter what the color of their skin, religious preference, whatever. Each and every citizen should be treated equally. And then they discussed the word equity. And they said equity has to do with numbers. It's a count, making sure that the numbers are balanced. And so that's what those two PhD professors from two different universities said was the difference between equality and equity. Equality, every single citizen gets treated the same. Equity has to do with numbers. Number two, July 4th, 1776, 56 men joined together and agreed on the language for our Declaration of Independence. Towards the beginning of that document, that agreed upon language, are found these words. We hold these truths to be self-evident. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, Madam Speaker. Now today, if it was written today, they might say all men and women, or they might say all individuals, but each and every one created equal, not equitable. Point number three, United States Constitution, 14th Amendment demands that each and every citizen have equal protection under the law. Equal protection under the law is required by our 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, not equitable protection, equal protection. Point number four, August 28th, 1963, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King shared these words. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will no longer be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Not judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And in closing, point number 5, Madam Speaker, it was December 1st, 1955, Montgomery, Alabama. Rosa Parks boarded a bus. Now the rules were whites in front, blacks in back. But Rosa Parks that day chose to take a seat in the front of that bus. Now, obviously, Madam Speaker, I wasn't there that day. All I can rely upon is the stories that I've read over and over again about that momentous day. Initially, nobody said anything about it until the bus started to fill. And then a white man went to Rosa Parks and asked that she move from her seat so that he could sit there. Rosa Parks refused to move, Madam Speaker. And in interest of time, we all know the rest of the story. It sparked one of the greatest civil rights movements in the history of our world. Here's what I believe to be true about Rosa Parks' actions that day, Madam Speaker. She didn't do that so that the next busload of people, the bus driver would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, looking at the color of people's skin and counting to make sure there was an equal number sitting in equal positions around the bus. I believe that Rosa Parks did that day so that each and every person in the United States of America could choose to sit wherever they want to sit. Everyone treated equally, not equitably, which requires a count, a certain number of people in a certain position upon the bus. No, equally. We can all make our own free choices. So, Madam Speaker, whether it's a job or an education, our Constitution, civil rights movements that we all believe in have been done and written our Declaration of Independence so that each and every citizen in the United States of America will be treated equally, not equitably. That's why I propose to you today with this amendment that this bill, should it pass and be signed into law, that a lens of equality should be used when these investigations are conducted, not a lens of equity, because that requires us to look at the color of someone's skin. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King spoke against that. He wanted his children to live in a nation where they would be judged by the quality of their character, not the color of their skin. So I say, Madam Speaker, let's do exactly what the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King suggested. Let's judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Let's don't do numbers counts. Let's treat each and every citizen in the United States of America equally, and let's conduct these investigations under a lens of equality, not equity. Thank you, Madam Speaker.